I was picture framer for a few years and worked out that the traditional picture framing model was basically illegally logged Southeast Asian rainforest timber, a lot of cardboard, a lot of paper, aluminium and glass, so it's full of energy. So then I started thinking, what other materials are there out there that we can reuse that go into the picture framing process. And I accidentally stumbled upon this and changed my life. It's all made from waste now, so reused timber, reused broccoli boxes, mainly polystyrene, and the face is reconstituted limestone. It's right back to the cave wall, basically. For me, signing the pledge was a no-brainer, really, because I've always sort of been thinking about alternatives to paper, but people who are wanting to sign the pledge, I think the first thing will just get them to think about their own usage. I don't think of myself as an environmentalist. First up, I think about using materials that don't cost me anything. I love bushwalking. I love the idea of preserving the forests, but in the end it came down to economics for me. I couldn't afford to buy new materials all the time. Papers seem to be cheap, but we sort of forget that paper's really 4,000 years old or so, and that's when paper was really expensive. How many pieces of paper do you think we get out of a tree? According to Vizzy's website, there's 3,000 pieces of paper. That's a stack about that big out of a whole tree. So that's when it really brought home to me the hidden costs of paper. Whilst we're happy to chop down even plantation trees, it's the amount of energy that goes into making paper. It's not just the material itself, it's the water and the heat. The pledge is about thinking about our resources and how we can get better at using them or appreciating them. My first thought when Sue and Jess came in, they asked me if I'd sign the ethical paper pledge, and they handed me a piece of paper. And I thought, that's pretty funny, and I laughed, and they laughed because they, I think, knew what I was going to do. And so I took a photo of the piece of paper and printed it on a panel and handed it back to them. And so people could write in pencil on the panel, and then after they've taken a photo of that pledge with steel wool or underwater with a sponge, it just all came off, and they could reuse that panel and not use paper at all. I thought that was maybe appropriate.